Hey, what's up, y'all? It's G or Gari. I answer to both. On the internet, you can find me at Don't Undersalt, either here on YouTube or on Instagram. Today, I want to talk about one of my favorite childhood dishes, Kadhi Chawal. It was a dish my mom made on occasion, and it was definitely the thing she craved when she was homesick for India. Speaking of India, whenever I visited as a kid, we would have Kadhi Chawal at least once, if not twice a week for lunch, and everyone would love it, including me. Now, as much as I loved this golden delicious gravy, it had me hella confused. See, in Hindi, chawal means rice. So every time somebody said, "Do you want Kadhi Chawal for lunch?" I just assumed they were asking about a particular type of kadhi and rice. It turns out it always used to be the golden one. Now, when we had potato curry or chicken curry, nobody asked about the chawal. Well, it turns out, and I only found this out just a few years ago, it's not Kadhi Chawal they were talking about when mentioning this golden delicious gravy. It's Kadhi Chawal. Spelled differently, pronounced differently, a completely different dish. So the minute I realized I had been pronouncing it wrong and been missing out on a completely different dish category to learn and understand, I, of course, started doing my research to know everything there is to know about kadhi. I started asking around. First, my masis, or my aunts here in New Delhi. Then I started talking to my sisters. I wandered into the kitchens in all of their homes and talked to the cooks about the different ways we make kadhi in our house as Punjabis and how kadhi was made in their hometowns. I talked to the drivers. I even asked the guy at the nail salon. The more I found out, the more I realized there are very many variations to make Kadhi Chawal. Now, kadhi is definitely a dish we typically eat at home. You don't usually see it on restaurant menus, but every now and then you'll see it at a market stall. That's when I decided to take my research to the street. I mentioned that this is a home-cooked dish, and the ones we make in my family's home are definitely my favorite. But if there's one place I'm gonna go to spend my rupees on a bowl of Kadhi Chawal, you better believe it's Bawa Snack Corner in Nehru Place, a market here in Delhi. Let's go check it out.
संजीव भैया हमको नेहरू प्लेस जाना है
जी
लंच के लिए कढ़ी चावल खाना है
I'm standing here with Navreet Bawa. He is the owner of the Bawa Snack Corner, which happens to be my favorite place for Kadhi Chawal, not made at home.
This has happened after my he passed away, so I came into the business. Since then, I've been working on it. Trust me, around the Nehru Place, you'll find the best Kadhi Chawal over here only.
How long has the snack corner been in your family?
It's been almost 42 years now.
So who was the original author of this Kadhi Chawal recipe?
My dad,
Step-
my
Your
dad, my dad.
I noticed that the menu here is all vegetarian. Is there a reason for that?
Non-veg people like who eats non-veg, right?
Yeah.
They can eat veg.
Yes.
But the vegetarian people, like if you cook or if you eat non-veg, they won't sit or they won't.
Right. Okay. So do you guys eat similar food at home?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Same Kadhi Chawal gets made at home.
Oh yes.
Oh, I want to get invited over to your house sometime.
Not a problem.
Continued to chat with Navpreet about his kadhi. He even let me talk to one of his cooks. As we were joking around, I came to find out that it wasn't in fact Navpreet's dad that created the recipe for the Kadhi Chawal. It was this lady's. You got married. Your husband and your father-in-law would always request Rajma Chawal. Then you started perfecting the Kadhi Chawal recipe. Why?
my mother-in-law used to love कढ़ी चावल
Okay.
and then my father-in-law always wanted कि तू की पांदी है what do you put all in your कढ़ी चावल that makes it little different from the what we prepare at the shop. I shared my recipe with him and rather than putting a plain pakoda, I said let's make it a little different. Palak ka pakoda with onions
Yeah.
and then khada masala tadka, dry chilies, red pepper, Kashmiri chilies, dry, jeera in it, which makes it a little different than the other recipe. Methi dana is, I do put
At
that.
the beginning?
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank you.
talking to me
Same
and for
here.
telling me what's in your kadhi.
कौन सी गांव से हो?
मैं हिमाचल से हूँ पालमपुर से हर दिन लंच में कढ़ी बनाते हैं भैया हाँ जी दही के साथ
छाछ के साथ नहीं.
छाछ भी और दही भी कभी छाछ के साथ कभी दही के साथ
A lot of the ingredients used to make the kadhi at my sister's house are usual suspects. You've got the yogurt, you've got the cumin, mustard seed is prevalent in quite a few recipes. Of course, the red Kashmiri chili and curry patta are common to all. But in this house, they do something a little different. They add some fenugreek. Also kind of normal, I'm told. Then comes the fennel seed. That adds a nice, really herbaceous flavor to the base of the curry. Same thing goes for the kalanji. This version of Punjabi curry was taken from Tadla Dalal, one of the godmothers of India recipe cooking. Her Punjabi curry starts with curd. It also has the cumin seed and the fenugreek that you saw in my family's curry. Rye, chili, curry patta or curry leaf stay the same. The two differences here are the cinnamon and the clove, and she doesn't include some of the spices my family does. Then we have Sindhi curry. So it has the yogurt, it has the cumin, it has the fenugreek. Turmeric is new in base for me. But then the Sindhi people decide to throw in the tomato. I've never seen this before. And then finally, we have Modu curry. It's a curry that comes from the south. I'm learning about it from my nephew's nanny. She's from Kerala. So they use the Kashmiri chilies and the curry patta like we saw in all the other ones. They also have the cumin and garlic. I guess we saw the hing in the Sindhi curry. And the base for this one isn't yogurt, but coconut. Along with doing my book research, scouring the internet, and talking to anyone and everyone about Kadhi Chawal, I've also been doing some hands-on research of my own. Tune in next week as I walk you through how to make Punjabi curry, at least the way it's made in my home. See you next time!